Hello everyone. Today we're going to draw the looking up angle using the Loomis method. Grab your paper and a 2B pencil, and let's get started. We begin by drawing the Loomis sphere. Its width should match the width of the face, and its height should reach the back of the skull. Draw the brow line horizontally through the center of the sphere, then draw the nose line in the lower third. Measure the distance from the brow line to the nose line, and use that same distance to place the hairline. After that, draw the center line, and with the same measurement, mark the two side planes that represent the sides of the head. This is the foundation of the Loomis method. Now let's create the upward movement. Move the brow line upward according to the amount of tilt, then move the nose line upward by the same distance. The hairline will wrap around the sphere and reach the very top edge of the head, so we place it at the upper end of the sphere. Use the height of the nose to determine the height of the chin. Then add the portion of the chin that becomes visible from underneath and connect the chin to the sphere starting from the middle of the side plane. You'll notice that the chin now moves inside the sphere because we're viewing it from below. Draw the ears so they stay parallel to the angle created by the brow and nose lines. Pay close attention to the tilt of the ears and how their shape changes from this angle. Once the ears are finished, move on to the neck. Keep its proportions correct relative to the face, giving it the proper height and relationship to the skull so everything stays balanced. Then, shape the jaw in relation to the ears, its outer contour, the neck, and the rest of the body. After drawing the hair, study the overall silhouette carefully before moving to the internal features. There will be several important changes, especially around the hairline and the mouth. First, measure the distance from the nose line to the brow line and divide it into 3 equal parts. The eye line now moves downward until it's approximately halfway between the nose and brow lines. Draw it carefully. This is the first major change you need to understand. Now move to the nose. Mark its width with 2 points. The width should be judged according to the width of the face by comparing the reference with your drawing. Always pay attention to the overall facial width. Determine the height of the underside of the nose relative to the eye line. Then place the upper plane of the nose. Its top ends between the eye line and the brow line, just as we learned before. Draw a straight guideline from both sides of the nose to locate the inner corners of the eyes at the tear ducts. Remember that the distance between the eyes equals the width of the nose, measured from where each wing connects to the face. This also helps establish the side planes of the nose. Notice how much the shape changes from this angle, and study it carefully. Now draw the nose. Start with the nostrils. Their upper edges begin around the middle of the nose mass, while the lower edges stop before reaching the wing of the nose. The wings follow the angle of the nose line. Keep both nostrils aligned with each other, then draw the wings according to your reference. This makes drawing the nose much easier. Next, move to the right eye. Start from the tear duct and draw the lower eyelid. You'll notice that its thickness is almost invisible from this angle, unlike the other views. Then draw the upper eyelid, where the thickness is much more visible. Pay attention to how its shape changes. Draw the eye line, the iris, and then add the eyelashes along the thickness of the upper eyelid. Position the eyebrow correctly above the eye, making sure its outer end aligns with the side plane. Then continue the hair from the inside, so it flows naturally with the eyebrow. At this point, I realized I wanted the face to tilt just a little more upward, so I adjusted the hair to match that change. Now, draw the left eye. Start from the tear duct and draw the lower eyelid, which appears almost straight. Keep both eyes aligned on the same eye line. Then draw the upper eyelid with its visible thickness. Add the eyelashes to enhance the realistic look, draw the iris, and position the eyebrow correctly. Make sure the left eye and eyebrow mirror the right side. Finish by connecting the hair naturally from the inside. Finally, let's draw the mouth. Measure the mouth width and divide it into 2 halves. Then divide the upper half into 2 quarters. At the quarter point, we normally draw the V shape, but because the head is looking up significantly, raise that V slightly so it sits closer to the nose. After drawing the V, define the thickness of the lips. Use a line parallel to the nose line to place 2 points that determine the width of the mouth. Then draw the line between the lips, making it easy to build the lower lip first, followed by the upper lip. Now add the shadows to the lips and define the chin to bring out its form. Do the same for the neck, where the anatomical details become much more noticeable from this angle. Move back to the ears and draw their internal details. Finally, step back and look at the drawing as a whole before adding the finishing touches. And that's the end of today's lesson. Let me know in the comments what level you've reached after completing the previous 4 lessons. I'd really love to hear about your progress so I can focus on the areas where you're struggling most in portrait drawing and help you improve them. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in the next lesson.